Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. In today's session, we'll continue with the Parliament. Yes friends, as you are aware about our targeted crash course for Prelims 2021 Inspire, where we'll study polity in a synchronized manner, which will help in your upcoming Prelims examination. Yes friends, it's my pleasure to welcome you all on Unacademy, India's largest learning platform, where you will get daily life classes, structured courses, unlimited access for live and recorded classes, along with live tests so you can evaluate yourself throughout the preparation. Yes, friends, it's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, guiding UPSC aspirants from last 8 years. You can follow me on Unacademy and you can join our Telegram group using this link. Yes, there are a number of students asking me about how to start the preparation. Yes, they are planning to start their preparation with subject of their choice. So, if we are talking about the UPSC CSE, on our platform, we have 15,000 plus courses available for UPSC CSE. Yes. So, which includes polity, governance, international relations, geography, science and technology, history, environment and ecology, art and culture, Indian economy. Yes, along with these core subjects, we have current affairs, optional courses, answer writing practices, and NCRT courses as well. Yes. Now, those aspirants are planning to start their preparation with our paid courses. We have plus an iconic subscription where you will get 10% discount on your subscription. Yes. So for that you have to just use referral code RBI Live. Yes, you have to use the referral code RBI Live to get 10% discount in our paid courses plus an iconic subscription. Now those aspirants are pursuing their graduation. It's my suggestion to them to go with iconic subscription where you will get all the features of plus courses along with personal guidance and experts guidelines will be provided. Yes. Now those aspirants wants to start their preparation with optional subjects. They can start their optional subjects along with general studies, and again they will get 10% discount using referral code RBI Live. Yes, this is our combo subscription available for 1 year, 2 year and 3 year duration where you can study with general studies and along with optional subjects. Here also you will eligible to get 10% discount after using referral code RBI Live. Yes, this is our free test series from Unacademy. So, in the competition for Civil Services Examination, the milestone of the preparation is test series, where Unacademy is providing free test series for all aspirants. You have to just use referral code to unlock these tests. Yes, RBI Live, you have to use the code where you can solve the test series like complete general studies and for current affairs as well. Yes, these are new batches we are going to start from for UPSC CSE 1 year, 2 year batches along with NCRT batches also. Yes, last but not least, yes, the information for Unacademy combat. Yes, friends, this biggest free scholarship test, Unacademy combat, which is scheduled on 20th March, Sunday in the morning, 11 o'clock. You can enroll yourself. This is also free initiative by Unacademy. You have to just use code RBI Live to unlock this combat. Yes, friends. Now, as we have started the parliament in last few lectures, today we'll see the remaining points, in which we'll start with the sessions in parliament. Yes, we'll start with sessions in parliament, summoning. Yes, so under article 85 of the constitution, the president from time to time summons each house of parliament to meet. Yes, here we can say the article 85 of our Indian constitution, which describes the power of president to issue summon each house of parliament to meet. Yes, the parliament should meet at least twice a year. That is, maximum gap between two sessions of parliament cannot be more than 6 months. Yes, just note down the point. Parliament should meet at least twice a year, and maximum gap between two sessions of parliament cannot be more than 6 months. Yes. Now, there are usually 3 sessions in a year, where first is budget session from February to May. Yes, which is also known as longest session of the parliament out of these 3 sessions. Second is monsoon session, which is conducted during July to September. And third, winter session from November to December. Yes, so there are usually 3 sessions of parliament: budget session, monsoon session, and winter session. Budget session tentatively conducted between February to May, monsoon session between July to September, and winter session between November to December. Yes. So, the session of parliament, the period spanning between the first sitting of a house and its prorogation or dissolution in the case of the Lok Sabha. Yes. Session of parliament, the period spanning between the first sitting of a house and its propagation or dissolution in case of the Lok Sabha. Then, recess of parliament. Yes, the period of spanning between the prorogation of a house and its reassembly in a new session. Right, now after that we'll study about adjournment. Yes, adjournment of parliament. An adjournment suspends the work in sitting for a specified time, which may be hours, days, or weeks. Yes, adjournment means suspend the work in a sitting for a specified time, which may be hours, days, or weeks. Yes, the presiding officer of the house has the power to adjournment of house. Yes, in Rajya Sabha, chairman of Rajya Sabha, and in the Lok Sabha, Speaker of the Lok Sabha normally has the power of adjournment of House. Yes, each meeting of a day consists of two sittings, morning sitting and post-lunch sitting. Yes, each meeting of a day consists of two sittings, morning sitting and post-lunch sitting. So a sitting of parliament can be terminated by adjournment or adjournment sine die or prorogation or dissolution in the case of Lok Sabha. Yes. Now we'll see adjournment sine die. Yes. What is mean the adjournment sine die? So when the Lok Sabha is adjourned without naming a day for reassembly, it is called adjournment sine die. That is terminating a sitting for an indefinite period. Yes, adjournment sine die, which means terminating a sitting for an indefinite period in the house. Yes, presiding officer of the house has the power to adjournment sine die. He can also call a sitting of the house before the date or time to which it has been adjourned or at any time after the house has been adjourned sine die. Yes. Prorogation. Next is prorogation, where presiding officer declares the house adjourned sine die when the business or a session is completed. Yes, presiding officer declares the house adjourned sine die when the business of a session is completed. Within the next few days, the president issues a notification for prorogation of the session. Yes, after that, within the next few days, the president issues a notification for prorogation of the session. So, however, the president can also prorogue the house while in session. Yes, the president can also prorogue the house while in session. Then dissolution. Yes, Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and not subject to dissolution. Only Lok Sabha is the subject to dissolution. Yes, the house, that is lower house, is only subject to dissolve, that is dissolution. Yes, friends. Now, dissolution ends the very life of the existing house and a new house is constituted after general elections are held. Yes, so the dissolution of the Lok Sabha may take place in either two ways. First, automatic dissolution on the expiry of its tenure of 5 years and if the president decides to dissolve the house. So, the dissolution of Lok Sabha may take place in either two ways, right? The automatic dissolution of the expiry of its tenure of 5 years and second scenario where the president decides to dissolve the house on the recommendations of the Council of Ministers. Yes, then the dissolution of the Lok Sabha is irrevocable. On dissolution of Lok Sabha, all business including bills, motions, resolutions, notices, petitions, and so on pending before it or its committee lapse. Yes, on dissolution of Lok Sabha, all business including bills, motions, resolutions, notices and petitions on pending before it or its committees are lapsed. Okay. Yes. Remember guys, here when Lok Sabha dissolves, then any bill, motion, resolutions, notices, petitions pending before Lok Sabha or its committees lapse after the dissolution of Lok Sabha. So, however, some pending bills and all pending assurances that are to be examined by the Committee on Government Assurance do not lapse on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. This is the exception in some cases. And President address summon, prorogue, dissolution and presiding officer is adjournment and adjournment seen there. Yes, powers with this president and presiding officer. So, president can address, summon, prorogue and dissolution of the house, that is Lok Sabha, and presiding officer can adjournment and adjournment seen day. Yes. Now, after that we'll see the position with respect to lapsing of bills. As we have discussed that the any bill, motions, notices pending before the Lok Sabha or its committees lapsed after the dissolution. Now we'll see the position with respect to lapsing of bills. Yes, bill lapses. So, bills pending in the Lok Sabha, whether originating in the Lok Sabha or transmitted to it by the Rajya Sabha, yes, and bills passed by Lok Sabha but pending in the Rajya Sabha, yes, so a bill originating in the Lok Sabha lapses. Now, these are the related with the bill lapses. Now, bills does not lapses. Now we'll see those bills does not lapses, like bill not passed by the two houses due to disagreement, and if the president has notified the holding of a joint sitting before the dissolution of the Lok Sabha, then bill pending in the Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha, which does not lapse. Then bill passed by both houses but pending assent of the president. And fourth, bill passed by both houses but written by the president for reconsideration of house. Yes. Then quorum. So this is the position with respect to lapsing of bills. So the bills pending in the Lok Sabha, whether originating in the Lok Sabha or transmitted to it by the Rajya Sabha, are lapsed, and bill passed by the Lok Sabha but pending in the Rajya Sabha, so which bills, this is a bill originating in Lok Sabha which lapse. And after that we have covered bills does not lapses, like bill not passed by the two houses due to disagreement, and if the president has notified the holding of a joint sitting before the dissolution of Lok Sabha, and bill pending in the Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha, bill passed by both houses but pending assent of the president, and bill passed by both houses but written by the president for reconsideration of house. Yes, these bills does not lapses. after the dissolution of Lok Sabha? Yes. Now, we'll study quorum. Yes, how many of you remember the word quorum related with the legislative or the parliament processes? Yes. So, quorum is the minimum number of members required to be present in the house before it can transact any business. Yes, it is 1/10 of the total number of members in each house, including the presiding officer. Then, quorum for Lok Sabha, at least 55 members, and quorum for Rajya Sabha, at least 25 members. Yes, so presiding officer either to adjourn the house or to suspend the meeting until if there is no quorum during a meeting of the house. Yes. Next, Lamb Duke session. So, it is the last session of the existing Lok Sabha after a new Lok Sabha has been elected. And those members of existing Lok Sabha who could not get re-elected to the new Lok Sabha are called Lamb Dukes. Yes, so Lamb Duke session, it is the last session of the existing Lok Sabha, and after the new Lok Sabha has been elected, and those members of the existing Lok Sabha who could not get re-elected to the new Lok Sabha are called Lamb Dukes. Yes, Lamb Ducks. Lamb Duck session and Lamb Ducks. Now, we'll see the difference between adjournment and prorogation. Yes, friends. First, we'll see the adjournment. So, adjournment, it only terminates a sitting and not a session of the house. Adjournment, it is done by the presiding officer of the house. Yes. It does not affect the bills or any other business pending before the house, and the same can be resumed when the house meets again. Yes. So adjournment means it only terminates a sitting and not a session of the house. Adjournment is done by the presiding officer of the house. Adjournment does not affect the bills or any other business pending before the house, and the same can be resumed when the house meets again. Yes. Now, what is meant by prorogation? Yes, friends. So, prorogation means it terminates both sitting and session of the house. It is done by the President of India, and it also does not affect the bills or any other businesses pending before the House. So, however, all pending notices, lapse on prorogation, and fresh notices have to be given for the next session. Yes. So, this is the prorogation which terminates both sitting and session of the House, whereas the adjournment is terminates only a sitting, not a session of the House. Now, the prorogation is done by the President of India, whereas adjournment is done by the presiding officer of the House. Now, the prorogation, it also does not affect the bills or any other business pending before the House. Same like in adjournment also, which does not affect the bills or any other business pending before the House. Now, after that, we'll study the language in Parliament. Yes, so the Constitution has declared Hindi and English to be the languages for transacting business in the Parliament. Yes, our Constitution has declared Hindi and English to be the languages for transacting business in the Parliament. However, the presiding officer can permit a member to address the House in his mother tongue. Yes, Official Languages Act 1963 allowed English to be continued along with Hindi. Yes, which was supposed to expire after 15 years, that is in 1965. So, Languages Act 1963 allowed English to be continued along with Hindi language. Yes, this is the language in Parliament. Now, rights of ministers and Attorney General, which is mentioned in Article 73, 76 of the Constitution. Yes, Article 76 of the Indian Constitution, which deals with the rights of ministers and Attorney General of India, AGI. Yes. Now, first, every minister and Attorney General of India have, without being entitled to vote, yes, right to speak and take part in the proceedings of either house, any joint sitting of the houses, any committee of parliament of which he is a member. Underlying reasons behind this constitutional provision: a minister can participate in the proceedings of a house of which he is not a member. A minister who is not a member of either house can participate in the proceedings of both the houses. Yes, so these are the rights of ministers and Attorney General. Yes, Article 76. Now, we'll see the devices of parliamentary proceedings. After the rights of ministers and Attorney General under Article 76, we'll proceed with the devices of parliamentary proceedings. Yes, first is question R. So, the first R of every parliamentary sitting, is slotted for question hour? Yes, for the questions that members of parliament raise about any aspect of administrative activity, the concerned minister is obliged to answer to the parliament either orally or in writing, depending on the type of question raised. Yes, in question hour, those yes. So the questions that members of parliament raised about any aspect of administrative activity, the concerned minister is obliged to answer the parliament. Yes, it was initially given by Indian Council Act 1892. Yes, the question hour was initially given by Indian Council Act 1892. So during this time, the members ask questions and the ministers usually give answers. Yes, so the first hour of every parliamentary sitting is slotted for question hour, and this is applicable for both houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Yes. Now, question hour may not held on budget presentation day. Yes, there are exceptions in the sittings like during proceedings of the joint sitting, during sittings held on holidays, when parliament sit for an extended period, during presidential address. Yes, the question hour may not be held on budget presentation day, during proceedings of the joint sitting, during sitting held on holidays, when parliament sit for an extended period, and during presidential address. Yes, so the presiding officer can decline to accept question on following grounds. Yes, now we'll see. The presiding officer of the house can decline to accept question on following grounds if it trespass the rules of the houses, if it amounts to abuse the right to question, and if it asks to obstruct the proceedings of the house. In these grounds, presiding officer can decline to accept question. Yes. Now we'll see the types of questions. Yes. First, start questions. So this question requires an oral answer and hence supplementary questions can follow. Start question. This question requires an oral answer and hence supplementary questions can follow. Then unstarred question. Unstarred question. This question requires a written answer and hence supplementary questions cannot follow. In starred question, this question requires an oral answer and hence supplementary questions can follow with starred question, whereas unstarred question requires a written answer and hence supplementary questions cannot follow. Then third type is short notice question. Yes, this question is one that is asked by giving a notice of less than 10 days and it is answered orally. Yes, short notice question. This question is one that is asked by giving a notice of less than 10 days and it is answered orally. Then utility of question are. Yes. Utility of question are. So, objectives behind the question may range from seeking authoritative information to compelling the ministry to accept on the floor of the house or embracing the government. Yes, the utility of question are, which is objectives behind the question, may range from seeking authoritative information to compelling the ministry to accept on the floor of the house or embarrassing the government. Yes, it acts as a deterrent to government's misconduct and unruly behavior. It holds the government accountable for its policies and programs on the floor of the house. Yes, and it informs the people about the government, so helps shape public opinion. Yes, it informs the people about the government, so helps shape public opinion regarding particular policy or the scheme of the government. Now, after that, we'll see the issues with question R. Yes, so less than 50% questions get answered. Cash for query. Corruption scam in question R. Chaos in parliament at starting question R, being the first R got most affected. Non-serious and non-responsive attitude of MPs stay absent on same day. Yes, these are the issues with the question R. Yes. Now we'll see 0R. Yes, the 0R is not mentioned in the rules of procedure. It is an Indian innovation since 1962 in the field of parliamentary procedures. The time gap between the question R and the agenda is known as 0R. 0R has an element of surprise. Thus, it is an informal device available to the members of the parliament to raise matters without any prior notice. And the 0R starts immediately after the question hour and lasts until the agenda for the day is taken up. Yes, 0R. So 0R is not mentioned in the rules of procedure. It is an Indian innovation in the field of parliamentary procedures. So the time gap between the question hour and the agenda is known as 0R, and 0R has an element of surprise. Thus, it is an informal device available to the members of the parliament to raise matters without any prior notice, and the 0R starts immediately after the question hour and lasts until the agenda for the day is taken up. Yes. Now, motions. So, substantive motion. If or it is a self-contained independent proposal dealing with a very important matter like impeachment of the president or removal of chief election commissioner. Yes, the type of motions in the parliamentary proceedings, substantive motion. It is self-contained independent proposal dealing with very important matter like impeachment of the president or removal of Chief Election Commissioner. Yes, after that, subsidiary motion. So, it is a motion that by itself has no meaning and cannot state the decision of the House without reference to the original motion or proceedings of the House. Yes. Then substitute motion. So it is a motion that is moved in substitution of an original motion and proposes an alternative to it. Yes, substitute motion. Then, if adopted by the House, it supersedes the original motion. And then, closer motion. Yes, friends, it is a motion moved by a member to cut short the debate on matter before the House, and if the motion is approved by the House, debate is stopped. Forthwith the matter is put to vote. Yes. Now, privilege motion. Yes. It is concerned with the breach of parliamentary privileges by a minister. It is moved by a member when he feels that a minister has committed a breach of privilege of the House or one or more its members. Then, motion can be moved on grounds of withholding facts of a case or by giving wrong or distorted facts. Yes, its purpose is to censure the concerned minister. Yes. So this is a privilege motion is concerned with the breach of parliamentary privileges by a minister. This motion is moved by a member when he feels that a minister has committed a breach of privilege of the House or one or more its members. Yes, motion can be moved on grounds of withholding facts of a case or by giving wrong or distorted facts. And its purpose is to censure the concerned minister. Yes. After that, calling attention motion. Yes, it is introduced in the parliament by a member to call the attention of a minister to a matter of urgent public importance and to seek an authoritative statement from him on that matter. Yes, this motion is also an Indian innovation in the parliamentary procedure. Yes, it is mentioned in the rules of procedure. Unlike the 0 hour, yes, calling attention motion. Yes. Now, after that, we'll see adjournment motion. So, it is introduced in the parliament to draw attention of the House to a definite matter of urgent public importance. This motion needs the support of 50 members to be admitted. It is regarded as an extraordinary device as it interrupts the normal business of the House. It involves an element of censure against the government. Rajya Sabha is not permitted to make use of this device, that is adjournment motion. The discussion on an adjournment motion should last for not less than 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yes, the discussion on an adjournment motion should last for not less than 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yes, this is the provision in the adjournment motion. Now, after that, we will see the criteria for admissibility. Yes, it must deal with the matters of urgent public importance. It must on a specific matter. It should involve the responsibility of the government. It should not raise the question of privileges. It should not raise sub judice matters. And at least 50 Lok Sabha MPs must support it. Yes, this is the adjournment motion. Now, after that, we'll see the no confidence motion. Yes, a number of times we have read this in the newspapers, in sometimes any particular state assembly, or sometimes in parliament as well. So, Article 75 of the Indian Constitution, which deals with the Council of Ministers, shall be collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha, and this principle is the bedrock of parliamentary democracy. Yes, so the principle is the bedrock of parliamentary democracy, that is, the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Yes, it means that the ministry stays in office so long as it enjoys confidence of the majority of the members of the Lok Sabha, and the Lok Sabha can remove the ministry from the office by passing a no confidence motion. Yes, so can be raised only once in a session and maximum thrice a year. Yes, no confidence motion can be raised only once in a session and maximum thrice in a year. Yes, no confidence motion is explicitly mentioned in rules 198 of the Lok Sabha. No grounds required to introduce this motion. It is always moved against the entire Council of Ministers and not against individual ministers. And the motion needs the support of 50 members to be admitted. Yes, so friends, you can attend the lecture on no confidence motion in our special classes as well. Yes, now after that, confidence motion. Yes, the motion of confidence has come up as a new procedural device to cope up the emerging situation of fractured mandates resulting in hung parliament, minority governments and coalition governments. Yes. So, the governments formed with wafer-thin majority have been called upon by President to prove their majority on the floor of the House. Yes. So, the government of the day sometimes on its own seeks to prove its majority by moving a motion of confidence and winning the confidence of the House. Yes, if the confidence motion is negative, it results in the fall of the government. Yes. After that, motion of thanks. Yes, the first session after each general election and the first session of every fiscal year is addressed by the President, and in this address, the President outlines the policies and programs of the government in the proceeding year and ensuing year. Yes, this address of the President is discussed in both the Houses of Parliament on a motion called Motion of Thanks. Yes, so this President address of the President is discussed in both Houses of Parliament on a motion called the Motion of Thanks. Yes, so at the end of discussion, the motion is put to vote, and this motion must be passed in the House. Yes, not passing the motion amounts to be defeat of the government. Yes, this inaugural speech of the President is an occasion available to the members of Parliament to raise discussions and debates, to examine and criticize the government and administration for its lapses and failures. Yes. After that, no day yet named motion. So, a motion that has been admitted by the Speaker, but no date has been fixed for its discussion. No day yet named motion. Yes, the Speaker, after the considering the state, the Speaker, after considering the state of business in the House and its consultation with the leader of the House or the recommendation of the Business Advisory Committee, allots a day or days or parts of a day for the discussion of such motion. Yes. Then censure motion. Yes, it is said that reason for its adoption in the Lok Sabha, it can be moved against an individual minister or a group of ministers or the entire council of ministers. It is moved for censoring the council of ministers for specific policies and actions. Censure motion. For council of ministers need not resign from the office if it is passed in the Lok Sabha. Yes, censure motion. Yes, we have covered. Whereas this is different in no confidence motion. It need not to state the reasons for its adoption in the Lok Sabha. It can be moved against the entire council of ministers only, and it is moved for ascertaining the confidence of the Lok Sabha in the council of ministers, and the council of ministers must resign from office if it is passed in the Lok Sabha. Yes, no day yet named motion, a motion that has been admitted by the Speaker, but no date has been fixed for its discussion, and the Speaker, after considering the state of business in the House and in consultation with the leader of the House or on the recommendations of the Business Advisory Committee, allots a day or days or a part of a day for the discussion of such a motion. Yes, after that, dilatory motion. Yes. So, it is a motion for the adjournment of the debate on a bill, motion, resolution, or a motion to retard or delay the progress of business under consideration of the House. Yes, it can be moved by a member at any time after a motion has been made. Yes, The debate on a dilatory motion must be restricted to the matter contained in such motion. Yes, dilatory motion. So the debate on a dilatory motion must be restricted on the matter contained in the motion. Now after that, point of order. Yes, friends. A member can raise a point of order when the proceedings of the House do not follow the normal rules of procedure. A point of order should relate the interpretation or enforcement of the rules of the House or such articles of the Constitution that regulate the business of the House and should raise a question that is within the cognizance of the Speaker. Yes. Then it is usually raised by an opposition member in order to control the government. Yes, it is an extraordinary device as it suspends the proceedings before the House. Yes, no debate is allowed on a point of order. Yes, friends. So, a member can raise a point of order when proceeding of the House do not follow the normal rules of procedure. Yes. Now, half an hour discussion. Yes. So, it is meant for discussing a matter of sufficient public importance which has been subjected to a lot of debate and the answer to which needs elucidation on a matter of fact. Yes. Now, the speaker can allot 3 days in a week for such discussions. Yes, this is no formal motion or voting before the House. Yes. So this is no formal motion or voting before the House. Half an hour discussion. Yes, then short duration discussion. So it is also known as 2-hour discussion. Yes, as the time allotted for such discussion should not exceed 2 hours. The members of the parliament can raise such discussions on a matter of urgent public importance. Yes, the speaker can allot 2 days in a week for such discussions. Yes, there is neither a formal motion before the House nor voting, and this device has been in existence since 1953. Yes. Then special mention. Yes, a matter which is not a point of order or which cannot be raised during question hour, half an hour discussion, or short duration discussion, or under adjournment motion, calling attention notice, or under any rule of the House can be raised under the special mention in the Rajya Sabha. Yes, its equivalent procedural device in the Lok Sabha known as notice under Rule 377. Yes, this is the equivalent procedural device in the Lok Sabha which is known as notice under Rule 377. Yes. Now, After that, we'll see resolutions. Yes, the difference between the resolution and motion is less of content and more procedural aspect. So, members can move resolutions to draw the attention of the House or the government to matters of general public interest. Then, resolutions are always formally voted upon. Yes, all resolutions can be viewed as substantive motion. Yes, a member who has moved a resolution or amend to a resolution cannot withdraw the same except by leave of the House. Yes. Then types of resolution. First, private members resolution. Yes, this is moved by a private member other than minister. It is discussed only on alternate Fridays and in the afternoon sitting. Then, government resolution. This is moved by a minister and it can be taken up any day from Monday to Thursday. Then, statutory resolution. Yes, this can be moved either by a private member or a minister, and it is always tabled in pursuance of a provision in the Constitution or Act of Parliament. Yes. Now, issues with guillotine motion. Yes, this dilutes the accountability of the legislature over the executive. The passage of the guillotine frequency could lead to misappropriation of allocation, and guillotine reduces the role and oversight of opposition over public finances. Yes, then misuse of provision. Less than about 40% part of budget 2019 got discussed. Moreover, it was passed as guillotine due to want of time. Yes, now the solution for that. Guillotine motion should be used in exceptional circumstances. Before passing such motion, opposition should be consulted. Yes, it should not be passed in case of important provisions in the bill. Selective and case-by-case approach could be delineated. Yes, so this is the solution with this guillotine motion. Yes, friends. So, in today's session, what we have covered, where we have started with the session in Parliament, where we have covered summons, that is summoning. Then, Parliament should meet at least twice a year. Yes, where the maximum gap between two sessions of Parliament cannot be more than 6 months. Yes, there are usually 3 sessions in a year: budget session, monsoon session, and winter session. Yes, then session of Parliament. Yes, we have covered 3 sessions: budget session, monsoon session, winter session. Then adjournment. adjournment, sine die, prorogation, dissolution. Then the position with respect to lapsing of bills, quorum, lambda session, difference between adjournment and prorogation, language in parliament. So the constitution has declared Hindi and English to be the languages of transacting business in the parliament. Then rights of ministers and attorney general, which is described in article 76 of the constitution. Yes, after that we have covered devices of parliamentary proceedings. Question hour, yes, in which we have covered types of questions: start question, unstart question, no short notice question. Then we have covered utility of question hour, issues with question hour, then 0 hour, then various motions. Yes. So in the motions we have covered substantive motion, subsidiary motion, substitute motion, closer motion, privilege motion, calling attention motion, adjournment motion, yes, no confidence motion, confidence motion, then motion of thanks, no day yet named motion, censor motion, dilatory motion, point of order, half an hour discussion, short duration discussion, special mention. Yes, and also we have covered the notice under rule 377, then resolutions, then types of resolution: private members resolution, government resolution, and statutory resolution. Issues with guillotine motion and the solution. Yes, do not forget to join our Telegram group and also use referral code RBI Live at the time of subscription. Yes, like, share and subscribe the videos of Unacademy. Also, join our free test series and enroll yourself for Unacademy Combat, which is scheduled on upcoming Sunday in the morning 11 o'clock. Yes. So in the next lecture, we'll continue with the remaining part of Parliament. So keep revising what we have covered till this lecture. Yes. And friends, countdown has already started for the preliminary examination, which is scheduled in the June, and tomorrow is the last date to submitting the forms. Yes, so just go through the notification of UPSC, apply for the examination and boost up your preparation with Unacademy. Yes friends, if you have any query related, you can post in our Telegram group, or you can watch any specific topic through our special classes and YouTube lectures of Unacademy. So we are here to help you during the journey for civil services examination. So friends, see you in the next lecture. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.